should be able to. I'm doing something. I'm playing around with an idea. I'm going to give you a moment to gather in, first of all, before I do all that. Gather in, friends. Bring it in. And have a fun. It's actually one of Megan's ideas. Hey, Janice. Hey, Binky. Make sure I haven't got, okay. Nice. Nice, thanks, hon. Okay. Make sure this is off. Okay. My wife had a very good idea today, which is, so I need to get something filmed, and I'm trying to juggle and do a couple of many birds with one stone, if you will. You know, I was like honestly debating, like, you know, do I keep live streaming? Because this is, 2 hours in my Monday afternoon and Thursday afternoon when I could be focusing on filming and editing for the channel, and we have many things coming up. A lot's happening in my world right now. And I was going, well, maybe I cut out. Maybe I cut out live streaming from my life. Free up that 2 hours a day in the mid-afternoon. but my wife had an interesting idea, and we're gonna test it out today and see what happens. Because it won't take the entire stream. And I may do this more often. We'll see what the response is. And that is, I left my water outside. I'll get it in a minute. The idea is, what if you filmed yourself, not filmed yourself, what if you live streamed yourself filming a video, so you all would get to see me set up and actually film what I'm going to film for tomorrow, and then I'll edit it tomorrow morning or tonight. And the video that I'm going to be filming today in front of you, so you can see like the full raw behind the scenes, might be interesting to watch, is going to be a mortician measures you. Yeah, it was an idea. It was a bit of a spin-off idea. Megan had made a little comment about something about a mortician or measuring. I was like, wait a minute, that's a fun, creepy concept. You're dead, and a mortician is measuring you for your casket and your clothing. And I was like, ooh, that's a fun idea. So anyway, so today's video is going to be that, and I'll leave my the webcam will be up. I'm actually going to move the webcam when I do this, so the webcam will be up, and I'm going to move it over so you have a little bit better view. I'm going to get everything set up, and then you'll see me film it live. It won't be that great. I don't know. I'm curious what you think. You'll see like the stops when I hear airplanes go overhead still, and you'll see me getting the lighting set up and how I get a few things set up. I have the gist of it already preset here. I hear Binky, and I completely hear you, Binky. You're 100% right. I can always just take a week off of live streaming or whatever. But I'm just trying to implement both. Like, what if I can do both realistically, and it's no real extra burden on you or my mods or anything. There shouldn't be anything else in fact, it should be incredibly chill for you guys. And I'll just, be setting up and getting ready to film behind the scenes, and you'll just see me film the thing live, and not many people are here anyway, so it's not like it's going to ruin it for the vast majority of my YouTube audience. Like, once it's edited, and it'll look very different when editing's a neat trick, you know. It'll look very different when it's all, and that is my dog Lucy snoring behind me. It will look very different edited, and yeah, but you'll get to see like what it looked like as I got set up and filmed it. You'll get to see the whole thing unedited. Anyway, we're gonna try that out today. Hey, Nightarchy, we're gonna try it out today. See if you enjoy it. That way, though, I will have filmed what I need to get filmed during this 2-hour period, so that's like a load off my mind. And then, yeah, so we'll try it out today and see if you all like the concept, and maybe, you know, when I'm feeling a little stressed about time and management of all the many things that are happening in my life right now, I can do this as a fun little extra for those who, you know, I mean, the people that are watching, you know, you guys that are watching me now are like the hardcore fans. I mean, you're like the ones that are like, you know, you're not a casual viewer. You guys are like you're really curious and you want to talk to me live and ask me questions, which I love. Super grateful. Thank you all for being here. Big hugs. Big hugs. Love that you're here. Really, 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 really appreciate it. But, you know, there's only a few of us here. You know, at most we're gonna get like 100 people watching, which is like, you know, not much. But it's just like those like hardcore fans. So anyway, that might be fun for you to see live as I try it out. And I mean, Banky, you could totally be right. We're just gonna try it. I just don't think it'll be that crazy. I mean, again, this will be very just whatever, and you know, look, people can sound off in the comments and like, you know, whatever. You know, we don't need to like. Most people, most of the time, are fine. Every now and then we get somebody who's a douchebag in the comments, but they're rare. You know, the trolls are rare. They show up here and there, but the vast majority of you all are super awesome and polite and kind, and you know, it's just every now and then you get a troll that comes in and is like, they kind of ruin everything. And if we do, we'll just, you know, just delete them, just block them. You know, it's real simple. Just block them because life's short. Because life is short. So, anyway, I'll answer a couple questions, and then I will film my thing. You'll get to see it live as I film Mortician Measures You. You'll get to see what it looks like from behind the camera. Behind the camera. The camera will be in view. So you'll see like that. And yeah, we'll see if you all enjoy it. And if so, this can be maybe something that I do more regularly. Because it kind of kills two birds with one stone. I can still live stream with you, connect with you, talk to you, and be getting done my YouTube project, which I need to be getting YouTube things, you know, made and so forth. So that'll be a test, and we'll see how it goes today. So thanks, Evan, and thank you so much, Binky. You know, we're gonna test it out, see what happens. I don't predict anything crazy. I'd be shocked, honestly, if it was any shenanigans. So we'll see how it goes. And if anybody acts a fool, just block them. Like, you know, who cares? We don't have time to suffer fools. Block them. Hey, VFAC, appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here, man. Hey there, everybody. Gabriel, Benjamin, Dario, Zhaozi, keep it English, please, in the chat. Vietnam recalls the war. That would be like something either tragic or funny. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate it. Hey, Amaya, good to see you. Hey, Katerina, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're hanging in there. Yeah, don't worry too much about it, Binky. You know, I don't want this to be stressful at all. It shouldn't be stressful to you, you know, at all. Hey, Seth, good to see you, bud. And Yun Sculio, whatever. Do I actually play blackjack in casinos? Not much, bro, is the answer to that. Not really. I am not a fan of gambling. I hate throwing money away. It just really bugs me. So no, I do not gamble in real life. Sometimes, but it's always very, very limited. Like, you know, a few $100s. You know, I don't think I've ever sat down with, I was going to say $500. I don't think I've ever sat down to gamble $500. I think the most I've like sat down and gambled with was like $300. And that's not nothing, but like for me, I'm just like, oh, that's plenty. Like the idea of gambling away, like the idea of losing like $5,000 gambling just like makes me sick to my stomach. So there's just no world where I sit down and gamble like $5,000 and lose it. I would be so mad. I would be so sad. I'd be so disappointed in myself for losing that much money gambling. I'd just be like, I couldn't handle it. I'd be so mad at myself. So yeah, no. Thanks, Seth. Appreciate it, bud. Gabriel, I think it's a great way to show up. Thanks, Gabriel. Well, we'll see. We'll see what you all think. Hey there, Novio. Good to see you, bro. Hey there, Flo. Sorry about the back pain in Maya. It's the worst. As a back pain sufferer. I'm good right now. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I have not had any back pain in a minute. So, hopefully that stays this way. Sir Funny van und Zucken. Funny van und Zucken, or whatever that is. Do I have German heritage? I do. I'm about a quarter German. Brandon Cravens, your 15-year-old Pappy and Boss Hog. Are those actual bottles that you own, or did you purchase empty bottles? Those were from a bar a grill, Eureka, that my wife and I like to go to. We were there one day and we ran into, hey JC, we met the guy. He retired. He was like one of the lead designers at Tesla, and the owner of Eureka were at the bar, and my wife and I were just hanging out and had a nice lunch. And as we were winding down, I saw these four guys at the end of the bar, and they were sipping on, like, I saw what they were sipping on. You know, I watched their pours, and my wife, we'd had a few cocktails ourselves, so I was feeling a little limber, you know. I was feeling a little chatty, a little bold, and as we were leaving, I walked by and said, "Hey guys, just curious, is the Pappy? What do you think of the Pappy? I mean, that's a pretty rare bottle. What do you think of the Pappy? Is it worth it?" And one of the guys was like, "Do you want to try it?" And I was just like, I mean, yeah. And he offered me a sip of his glass, and he's like, "You don't mind?" I'm like, "Bro, thank you very much." And I tried a little sip of this Pappy 15. That's like a $2,500 bottle of scotch, by the way. Or not scotch, it's bourbon. It's like a $2,500 bottle of bourbon. It's like $300 a shot or something ridiculous. And I tried it, and I was like, bro, and I just took a little sip. And it's like vanilla. Like, it was gorgeous, smooth, just ridiculous. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And I got to chatting with these guys a little bit. And we got on the topic of cars, and I was like, I just kind of randomly, I love cars, okay? Like, I was a big car guy my whole life. And we got talking about cars and car design. And I forget exactly the order that this happened, but at one point, I was literally being like, you know what's one of my favorite cars? And I almost bought one, was the Saab 9.3 convertible. I loved that car. I thought it was just beautiful, understated, over-engineered, you know. And I almost wanted to buy one, but then a friend of mine convinced me not to, because it's like, well, it's a dead manufacturer. You know, Saab is gone, you know. And the guy I was talking to, he was like, British guy, he's like, mate, I was one of the lead designers on that. That was one of my own cars. And I was like, shut up. You designed the Saab 9.3. He's like, I did. And I was like, what the heck? So we ended up having a fun chat. He ended up buying my wife and I some of the Boss Hog. And so we ended up tasting these incredible bourbons. And we killed those bottles. And my wife and I are friends with the bartenders. And I was like, Sierra, can I have those bottles? And she was like, of course. So Sierra tucked those bottles away for me. So that's how I got those bottles. An accident. We just happened to be there when these guys, and like something had just happened. Like Tesla had just hit up or something. So the guy had basically just made he probably just made like $20 million or something. So he was pretty flushing. He was feeling pretty good. And so he was just buying my wife and I and his friends, like the top shelf, you know. And we just happened to hit it off a little bit. His name was David, and we just happened to hit it off, and that's how I got those bottles. So they came home with me empty. I put whiskey back into them, but just like Crown Royal whiskey, because I put water in there, but then like with a little food coloring, but then like I don't know, like it gets like moldy. So I was like, dude, F that. So I cleaned out the bottles, make sure the labels stayed dry. Cleaned out the bottles, and just put actual whiskey into them so that they stay. You know, it's self-cleaning. It's whiskey. It's not, you know, things aren't going to grow inside of whiskey. So yeah, so that's the story behind my my epic whiskey bottles. Yeah, I didn't buy them. Let's see. But good question, Brandon. That's a fun story. Hey, cool genius. Hey, no nonsense wrestling. Great to see you, man. Dario, how did the idea for the Joker character come about? Just obviously, I have that raspy kind of like gravel voice, like Heath Ledger did in the Joker, and it was okay. No worries. I'm my dog trainer. No worries. I'm checking next week. No worries. We'll check in next week. We'll check in next week. Perfect. So no dog training today, which is good. Next thing I need to load off my mind. Hi, Cat Librarian. Great to see you. And I love Heath Ledger's Joker, and I knew I figured I could do a pretty good Joker impersonation if I wanted to, and then I just gave it a shot. So that's where that came from. Just I knew that I could do. I have that voice, whatever. And what's the guy that Heath Ledger based this off of? He's a famous comic from like the 1970s or something. I forget his actual name. Bud something, I forget. But, yeah, anyway, so I thought, well, I can do that. So, there we go. Gotta do a wine tasting video. Yeah, eventually, Burma. Eventually I'll do like a wine tasting video. Hey, Lewis. Thanks, Lorenzo. Yeah, I have a couple more climbing stories. The Mont Blanc one is the best, but I have a few more I could do. No nonsense. I remember serving that Macallan 30 at a Scottish wedding and managed to have a taste and keep the bottle. Great times. Nice. Macallan 30. Mwah. I love it, man. I've had it before. I've had the 25 and the 30, but boy, when you get up to like 25 and 30 years old, it's ridiculous. That stuff sat in a barrel somewhere in Scotland, in a basement. Maybe not actually a basement, maybe it actually probably wasn't a basement. I think it's called what's it called? Not a rickshaw. It's a rick house? Is it called the rick house, where they hold all the barrel? Anyway, the point is, that stuff sat in a barrel for 25 or 30 years. It's nuts. One barrel. 25 or 30 frickin' years. It's wild. Wild. Crazy. Delicious. Delicious. Okay. All right, team. I think I'm going to go ahead and try this out. So you don't hear the mics boom on you too much. I'm going to turn the mics off just for a moment, and I'm going to throw a little music on in the background. And then obviously I'll turn the music off when it's time. But I'm turning the mics off for a moment, move the mics, turn some lights on, and film me filming a mortician measures you. Okay, I'll turn the I'll put those on live. So now, lighting. I'm going to have a light over here. It's practical. I'm going to have another light. The fill light is going to be this guy. Softbox. And I use this scarf to add extra masking, so it's not too bright. I'm going to put this over here in the corner. Let's go over here in the corner. And plug in the softbox. So, and bring that down. Turn this light off. Don't want that light on. Bring this guy down. Up there. Okay. So now that softbox, how's that look here in this camera? That actually looks pretty good. It's a little shadowy. Bring this over. It's a corner. Bring this over here, about there. How does this look here in my camera? Ooh, that's good. That looks pretty creepy, actually. Okay. So, mortician measures you. Where's my measuring tape? What have I done with my measuring tape? Most important, obviously. Need my tailor's measure. And also I need a clipboard. You gotta write down measurements on a clipboard, don't you? I think you have to, right? This guy. And black gloves. I'll put on. Where'd my clipboard go? I think it's out here. Excuse me, Lucy. Pardon me, pumpkin. Okay, clipboard. And measuring. Printed these out. Doing measurements. And so on the clipboard. Okay. Okay. Alright, measuring a dead person. Okay. Weird concept. Weird concept. So, these mics back to where I want my mics to be, which is facing me. Get these mics back on this side, this direction. Those mic levels look good. Mic levels look good. Lighting looks good. How do I look in the camera? Looks pretty good. And my monitor, a little bit of shadow, but not too bad. Looks pretty clean, pretty clear. And we'll do some interesting concepts. Yeah, a mortician measures you with a pencil. I wish I had an apple. Do I have an apple? I don't think I have an apple. Ooh. creepy funny about a mortician being around a dead body, casually eating. I think there's something like creepy and fun about that. So, yeah, this guy's gonna be snacking on some Costco trail mix. So the trail mix. Okay. Oh, I need a part this way. So he's gonna be having a bowl of snacks in his hand as it comes in. Eating a bowl of snacks. He's trying to get some water. Wants to be a YouTuber or something like that, a nice trick you can do. A nice trick you can do for being on camera is just take a towel, any towel will do. What's that on the camera? Such a wide angle, it's crazy. It's amazing how wide angle this is. Just take a towel and dab your face, and it takes the shine away. And oils and things like that, you know. So if you have any hot spots, any shiny bits, just take a little towel before you go on camera. Just do that, and that takes care of that. Okay, so mortician. Here comes the mortician to measure you for your final suit. Okay. You can see over it. Yeah, okay, sound looks good. Sound looks good. Audio levels look good. Check my camera one more time. That looks good. Measurements look good. I'm gonna come in snacking. Yeah. I'm gonna come in having a snack. Because I think that's creepy. Okay, here we go. And get my sound speeding. Sound speeding. And the camera is speeding. Camera is speeding. The purpose of doing that is to line up the camera's audio with the studio audio, which I'm recording separately, so I have to have my audio track and my camera track audio line up so that my lips match the audio, and those spikes help you line that audio up. Little tip for you future filmers out there. That's what you have when you see like on TV shows the clapper. Scene 5, take 1, clap. The reason you do that clap is so that it makes a spike in the audio, and you can line up those spikes easy in post-production. The more you know. Okay. All right. Yeah. dear. Awfully young. Awfully young. Hi there. Peekaboo. Well. The family said that you were a very, very kind, sweet, and generous person. Well, that's what most of them said. Not everybody. Most people said you were very kind and sweet and generous. But listen, not everybody's gonna like you, right? No matter what you do, somebody's gonna be a hater. Haters gonna hate. What are you gonna do? They're probably mad at you because you didn't give them enough money or something, right? That's usually the case. I feel like you got taken too soon, though. I often wonder, what are people going to say about me? Was I a nice man? Was I kind? Was I generous? Hopefully they think I was funny, Nobody thinks the mortician's funny. I think I have a pretty good sense of humor. Like, what did the fish say when it hit the cement wall? Damn. I think that's funny, I think that's pretty funny. Okay. Here's another one for you, You're gonna like this one. Where do you find a dog with no legs? Right where you left it. It's a dark joke. So, you want to know my mom's favorite joke? My mom's favorite joke. Whenever she tells this joke, she literally like cracks up in the middle of telling it. She goes, "Hey, have you ever smelled mothballs? You have? Well, how'd you get their tiny little legs open?" And what's amazing about that joke is she cannot tell it without cracking up, and it's her cracking up that makes the joke work. So, yeah, everybody says morticians aren't funny. I think that's rude. Anyway, well, we gotta make you pretty. I mean, you're good looking. Yes, you were. But let's get on with it, I guess. Wow. What is today's date? just going to start with your neck, okay? Alright, here we go. And just right there for me, good. And we're just going to get that measurement, not too tight. Right there, nice. And while I have you here, let me measure from your neck right there to the end of your shoulder for me, okay? We're just going to measure right there, and beautiful. And if you don't mind staying still, hold still right there for me. Nice job. And we're going to go right to there. Okie dokie. Alright. Neck. And you're going to do the old crown to cuff. That's going to be your shoulder. The old, your shoulder to your wrist measurement there. In fact, you want to do me a favor? You want to hold up your hand for me a little bit. Right. See, I told you it's a rigor mortis joke, because you literally, your hand stays right there if I leave it there. And people say morticians aren't funny. I think that's mean. I think that's mean. And left arm, crown to cuff. Beautiful. And you can put that arm back down. There we go. And hold up your right arm for me a little bit, just the same way. You get me. You get me. I think that's funny. Yeah, let's go from crown right there to cuff. Should be the same length. And it is. You are a symmetrical human being, which is always convenient. Crown to cuff and it's the same on both sides. You want to hear something weird about morticians? You know, you know that there's a lot of female morticians, and there's a sad reason behind that, in that there's unfortunately a non-insignificant number of male morticians who have violated their patients. You know, there's some strange people out there, some very strange people, and it's not an insignificant number. It's not all of them. I'm not saying it's everybody. You know, I would never, obviously, but it's a non-insignificant number of male morticians. Ugh, gives me the heebie-jeebies. In fact, I heard this one story. You know, I don't know if you believe this one or not. I heard this from a friend that there was this one mortician who liked it when his wife took an ice bath before they did the. Yeah, he wanted his wife to take an ice bath. Creepy, right? Super creepy. I know. I think it's as creepy as you think it is. I wouldn't do that. Ugh, ugh. No, thank you. No. I mean, I just got in this because it was the family business. Like, I don't know. Maybe my grandpa was a freak. I don't know. I don't think so. He seemed like a nice enough man. You never really know somebody, though, do you? Yeah. his father, you know, has been in the family for 3 generations, and I just kind of, it was like, well, here's a job, you know, and unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of money in the death business, which, as your family is finding out right now. Yeah, so there's that. But listen to me rambling on and on and on and on and on. Okay. Well, here's one thing that's nice about working with the dead is that y'all are great listeners. You're very non-judgmental, you know. Some people think it's creepy to talk to a dead person. I don't know. You know, it wasn't too long ago that you were, you know, smiling and laughing and joking and having a good time, and you know, there is something that does change when the spirit, you know, leaves the body. But I think in some strange way that there's a tiny part that is still with us, you know, which is why I believe in being very respectful. It's why I like to talk to my clients. I mean, I don't know if I truly believe in ghosts, but if your spirit is still lingering around, I'd like to think that we would be friends, and that, you know, that I treated you with respect and wasn't, you know, not mournful and not sad and not overly happy, but respectful. You know, that I even though you may be passed on to the other side, but I still treat you like a human being with respect and dignity. You know, I don't know why I think that's important, but I do. So, okay, well, I'm going to measure your waist now, all right? This is going to get a little awkward because I kind of got to, like, reach underneath you. So, hey, I'm a professional, okay, so don't mind. I'm not going to get fresh with you. I'm just going to reach right under your lower back there, and up and around. There we go, and measure your waist right there. I mean, I am going to see you naked later, so it's not that awkward, is it? It's not that awkward. I mean, I'd have to put pants on you and, like, put a shirt on. I'm going to, you know, you understand the job. Yeah, and then again, I will do this with complete respect. Okay? Okay. Shake on it. Yeah, you get the idea. And while I'm here, I'm also going to go ahead and measure your chest, all right? So this one's a little stickier. I gotta go underneath your back here. Just gonna lift you up a little bit right there, and underneath your back, and just breathe normally for me. Just breathe normally. Don't inhale too much. And again, I know it's gallows humor, but you know, I think it's fun. There we go. That's all. Just that, and then. All right. Okie dokie. And your chest. And your waist. Okie doke. I'm going to measure from your hip down to your knee. Measure that first, just hip to knee. me if I'm wrong here. The people that say those kinds of things are often the ones that have, how to say this politely, the biggest chip on their shoulders. They are the ones that they feel like they are owed the most, you know. They kind of end up, being like the victim-y types. The ones like, I mean, you're the one who's dead, and they're going like, well, what about me? What about me? And, those people I find very annoying, So, the vast majority of people said you were, that you're pretty awesome. And you know what? I'm going to choose to believe them. So, I hope you've had a good transition to the other side. Hope you're at peace. Hope you're resting. I hope you thought you had a full life, and that you didn't go with a lot of regrets. It's kind of one of the things that I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that I'm going to have a lot of regrets. But the main thing is I hope I don't have any people that I'm like incomplete with. I hope you were complete with all your family and what have you. I remember my great-grandfather, crazy, he was born in 1899. And I'm not even joking. 1899. He died in 2003 or 2004. I think it was 2004. I think he was 105 years old. It was over 20 years ago now, but I know my dad asked him one time, what's the most important thing? And without hesitation, he said experiences. And I think he's right. It's the experiences that matter. It's not the thing, how many days you showed up to work in a row. That's not the thing that, you remember. What you remember is the cool trip you took, the adventure that you had, Shush. Young lady. Shh. Shh. Oh, fucking dog. Oi. No. No. This frickin' dog. What on God's green earth? What was I talking about? Chain rattles. Dude. Shh. Oh my God. I remember this position. I can remember this position I'm in. Shh. Enough. No. Goodness gracious. Right about here. He said, give me a chain rattle. Okay. Or any other kind of fun sign. I don't know. Maybe you can make a whooshing sound through a window, or you can be like a hummingbird or something. That's actually another cool one. So when my wife's grandmother passed, her favorite bird, this is a totally true story. Her favorite bird was a hummingbird. And one day, a couple days after she'd passed, my wife was in our backyard, and a hummingbird came up and hovered right in front of her for like a non-insignificant amount of time. Came right up and just hovered, kind of floated back and forth for a while, like looked at her, and then flew off. Never happened before or since. So, what is that? You know? I like to believe that that was Kitty just saying, hey, I'm okay. You know? I'm okay. At least I want to believe that. So, if there's anything else I can do for you, just give me a little sign. Okay? Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Take care and sweet dreams. camera. Stop the audio. Save the audio. Export the audio. 624. With this camera. Done with this guy. Done with this guy. This guy. In fact, I can move my mics back now. I should never leave the mics there for a second. Something like this. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and timer, let's go 3 seconds, 5 seconds, that's fine. And let's try. Here we go, let's try my face a little clear. Try on this side. A little shadowy. Let's come back to this way, tickle. Get that angle up even a little more like that. Shall we bring this light over a little bit for the thumbnail? Bring this light over. Let's try this. a couple that I kind of like. That's interesting. I think one of those should be good. Yeah, I think one of those is good. Okay, cool. I can call that. All right. That's another tip. It's very important to do thumbnails. All right. And that's that. So we come back to hanging out with you guys. It's over here. Turn this light off. My snacks. Turn off. The mics while I roll. Turn the mics back on. So yeah, team, that is how I film a thing into a thumbnail, and that's the process. So now you know that's how it's done. So yeah, I think I have about, after that's edited, it was about 60 minutes. Not 60 minutes, it was about 28 minutes of total filming, including like yelling at the dog. Hopefully. I'll edit that down to about 23 minutes. And when I'm done, something like that. Okay, and Binky, hopefully that wasn't too painful. Wasn't too bad, right? Wasn't too bad. Alright. Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try actually swapping mics, not mics, but try swapping monitors and go back to my Yamaha. This may go terribly, horribly wrong. We're going to try it. Bear with me one shake. It's actually funny, I realized I left the calming synth on in the background the entire time. That will not be in the actual audio that I hear. Only you guys heard that. But I meant to turn that off, but oh well. So I wonder, this is Chasey's, it's one of several collar shirts that I have. I have many button-down shirts. Actually I have 2 white ones though, so it's one of the 2 white ones that I own, obviously. And then, yeah. So if some of you were wondering why I paused, you may not have heard it because of the, I left that mute, I'll turn it off really quick. I left that on in the background, meaning that when I do those weird pregnant pauses, it's because an airplane's going by. So anyway, all right, let me see if I can swap interfaces real quick. Wish me luck. It's funny. It will not. Yeah, it won't let me switch back to my Yamaha midstream. Like Streamlabs is like, no, you can't do that, bro. Which is too bad because I wanted to sing a little bit at the end, but that won't work because I'd have to like restart the entire live stream. Rude. Oh well. Streamlabs is not very plug and play. It's okay. We'll have to talk like peasants. Like regular people. Anyway. Any hoodle poodle. Alright, everybody. So, yeah. That was me filming something. That's what it looks like behind the scenes. I think it went okay, Killing Gaming. I think I'll be able to edit that down to a decent video for tomorrow. And here, I'll turn these up a little bit. I feel like these are a little quiet. If I turn these up a little, there we go. Should be able to hear me a little better. I'll have to readjust those volumes later, but I feel like they were a little quiet. That's clipping a little bit. That's probably clipping a little bit. Let me do a little test on something. There we go. Even. Okay. Oh well. Anyway. Okay, team. What else is on your mind? And yes, Sean, that was behind the scenes. The making of a video. Alan Kahini from Ireland. Howdy, Jay. Would love for you to do a whisper-only video at some time. Maybe just counting cash or inspecting something could be a winner. Greetings from Ireland. Yeah, I don't really like just whispering, to be honest with you. Alan, I like doing soft-spoken. Whispering is just not really my thing, for whatever reason. Killing Gaming. I have a M4 Mac Studio. I do not have a Mac Mini. I have a Mac Studio. Similar to the Mac Mini's big brother. But yeah, apparently those new Mac Minis, though, are the bomb diggity. That's what they say. The new Mac Minis are supposed to be awesome. But I love my Mac Studio. The Mac Studio is my Mac Studio is an amazing bit of kit. It's an amazing piece of gear. So, very happy with it. More light. Rude dog. Rude dog. Let's see if I'm gonna check something. That's weird. Huh. Weird. Huh, that's interesting. I wonder why that is. I can't monitor now. Streamlabs is very weird. There's always weird things you have to do and get things to work. But anyway, they're actually competitive with budget computers. Oh, the Mac Minis, yeah, dude. Apparently the new Mac Minis are badass. Yeah, no worries. But welcome, Fanacos. Take care, Sean. What is matter to dog? Well, I missed some very fun concept video for the live. Cool to see behind the curtain. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, it was something that I needed to get done, and it's nice to have that checked off my list of things that I needed to do, and I did. So, got that done, and now I can focus on this. I just wish I could switch back to my Yamaha mixing board. But yeah, Streamlabs really doesn't like you playing with it when it's live. It gets very fussy with doing things like swapping things mid-live stream. Very touchy. So anyway, whatever. But, yeah, so that was that. So how's everybody's the rest of your Thursday doing? Any big plans for the weekend? Any questions for me? Life, the universe, quantum physics, the size of space, the meaning of life, how to be happy. Ba-dum-dum. How's the fam? They're good, JC. Thanks for asking. Yeah, everything's good. It's been a busy several months. And there's a lot to get done this year. A lot of things are happening. To be is to do, or to do is to be. They are one and the same, my friend. They are one and the same. Brandon, weird question, but what do you use to style your hair? It's J. Crew forming cream. J. Crew forming cream. But it takes as a process. I get out of the shower and I comb it. When I put my pomade in there, and it looks kind of like a helmet for like an hour. It looks kind of wet and crispy, and then you gotta shake it out. You gotta break it up, and then when you break it up, then it's in the position that I want it to be. But my hair does not naturally do this at all. When my hair is just fresh out of the shower and no product. It's just my hair looks goofy. Yeah, my hair styled versus unstyled is like night and day. Like they are two completely different animals. It's hilarious. My hair is like one of those gals who does like the insane before and after makeup transformation, where it's like, yeah, if you see my hair right when I get out of the shower, just letting it air dry, no product, versus like this, they are completely dramatically different things. True story. Gabriel, do you have a favorite genre of music? I do. I love Southern California reggae. So bands like Slightly Stupid, Stick Figure, Sublime, K-Bong. It's another one of those bands that I like a lot. That's on my music playlist these days that I like when it comes up. But yeah, those are a lot of my. If I had to pick a favorite genre right now, that would be it. But I love all kinds of music, though, dude. I love so much music. I love hip hop. I love reggae. I love pop. I love 80s. I love 90s. I love 70s. I love Queen. I love 60s. I love Beatles and Zeppelin and the Doors and Hendrix. I love so much music. I just like good music. I love all kinds of music. It's kind of a mood thing, but I like having, in general, I like music that's not too depressing. But there's a time and a place for Alice in Chains, you know? There's a time and a place for that sad, dark music to get depressed about. There's a time and a place for Metallica. Well, that's just not heavy. I don't like a lot of I don't like death metal. I don't like. It doesn't do it for me. I like more positive music. Yeah, I play guitar. I play a little bit of guitar, Fanicos. I play a little bit of hand percussion, didgeridoos, things like that. I play like djembes and kungas and stuff, and didgeridoo, and I play a little bit of piano and organ, just a little bit, but mostly guitar. Guitar is like my main instrument. I'm not that good. I can just play a few songs, strum along. Dire Straits is great, Gabriel. Love me some Dire Straits. Knopfler's the man, dude. What's crazy about Mark Knopfler is like the amount of, like, he's prolific in like a lot of movies. Like, he did the soundtrack for The Princess Bride. That's why that soundtrack was so good. Mark Knopfler, bro. Brandon, I use a crafting clay from oil can grooming. Barber turned me on to similar process though. Yeah, Brandon, because yeah, my hair just does not do this normally. This is not a natural look, if you will. Yeah, turn off the background music. Just hear me, au natural. Oh, I know why I couldn't hear that. Go to settings, monitor, mic, advanced, monitor. Oh no, that should be fine. Whatever, it doesn't matter. JC, if you got the full-time opportunity, would you study Chinese more often to communicate with your sister-in-law's family? No, JC. The reality is that I'm well aware that to learn Chinese would be extremely difficult. My brother has been studying Chinese for a decade, and he probably speaks Chinese a little better than I currently speak German. And he's been studying it for like a decade, rigorously, you know, learning how to read and write it as well. It's just hard, man. It's a very, very difficult language. And I don't really like learning languages. It is just not something that, like, it's just not something that I enjoy. Some people love learning languages. They love it. They love doing Duolingo. Some people, hey Maya, good to see you. I love that Sedona song too, Amaya. That's a great song. Yeah, and it does. The Chinese has like a few hundred or a few thousand symbols. You know, kanji is a completely, you know, it's its own animal. It's completely different than the Roman alphabet. Completely different. And it would just be a mind-bending amount of work that I just wouldn't really enjoy. I would be suffering. Because I have family in Germany, Michael, I had family that lived in Leipzig, and when the Berlin Wall came down in 1989, we wanted to meet up with them, and we had family in East Germany, and my brother and I went to go visit Europe in 1997, and it was just, oh my God, hey, you're in Hong Kong, oh my gosh, oh, I didn't work for the morning, that's right, it's 3:38, that was really early for you right now. It's like 6 a.m. for you at the moment. Well, Nurse Kate, you're not that far away from my brother right now. He is currently in Guangzhou, so just north of you. And that's basically where Megan and I were last year, 2 years ago. We went to China. We spent some time in Guangzhou and eventually flew out of Hong Kong. Thanks for saying hi. It's great to see you. Hope you're hanging in there and fighting the good fight. Hope you're fighting the good fight. But great to see you, Kate. And yeah, so we had family in Germany though, and that's all. I studied German in high school. In hindsight, you know, realistically, studying Spanish would have been much more useful. But I'm glad I studied German. You know, it's a beautiful language. It's a neat language. I've had a wonderful time visiting Germany multiple times, and yeah, and not many Americans speak German. So when one does, you Germans are incredibly kind. You're like, oh my God, an American is speaking German. And you guys are like so sweet. You're like, oh my God, your German is so good. I I speak like 5 words. They're like, oh, your German sounds great. As they always say, it's like, oh, I don't really speak much English. As they proceed to like rattle off like fluent English to you. It's like, nah, I don't really speak English. But like when you ask an American, it's like, do you speak in their language? They're like, oh yeah, man, I speak a little French, I speak a little Spanish. Like literally, it's like, yo quiero Taco Bell, yo tango un gato está mis pantalones. Like they just say the dumb, like they don't really speak Spanish. But like when a European says, oh no, I don't really speak English, you guys always like rattle off like fluent sentences. Cracks me up. Bless you. And you're so nice though. Not the French. The French are often quite mean about it. But the Germans, y'all are very sweet about Americans speaking a little German. You're very kind about it. Too kind. Appreciate you. Greetings to Stuttgart. Well, thank you, Michael. I've actually not been to Stuttgart. I've been to many cities in Germany, but I have not been to Stuttgart. Where is Stuttgart? Now I'm curious. I must have been close to Stuttgart, because I've been all over Stuttgart, Germany. It's in the south. In the central Germany, actually. No, it's in the south. Interesting. Yeah, I've been to Munich, and I've been to Frankfurt, but I've not been to Stuttgart. What's the other place I've been to that I love? Where's that amazing? Heidelberg. Where's Heidelberg? That's a cool city. Heidelberg. Oh, it's not far from there. So I've been to Heidelberg. It's not horribly far. So that's in the neighborhood. It's like between Frankfurt and Stuttgart. So yeah, I've been to Heidelberg. It's close by. It's nearby. In der Nähe von Stuttgart. And Kate V, or Kate Vand. Thank you, Kate. You're too kind. The Motor City. Yeah, there's like a Porsche museum there or something, isn't there? Yeah. Something like that. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Bum-bum-bum. But, let's see, Phanikos. Are you Greek? Your name could be Greek. Phanikos, Spanico, but Phanikos, Dangeros. You know, in Greek, the equivalent is something like it's Chinese to me. That would make sense, Phanikos. But yeah, Greek would be the same. You've spoke Greek to me. You're like, hell yeah, I'm Greek. Nice, bro. I like the Greeks are very proud of being Greek. Good for you guys. I wish more countries. There's like pride in our countries is really going down these days. Like very few Americans are like, yeah, I'm an American. Some are. It's kind of coming back. We're like 50-50. I know like in England right now, like British pride is really, really low. I wonder how Canadians feel. I wonder if Canadians are like proud to be Canadians, or if they're like, oh, we suck. I don't know. There's a lot of like, oh, we suck going around. That's too bad. It's too bad. It was Theophanes. I have no idea how to say that. Theophanes. Brandon, my uncle has been seeing a German woman for many years now, and they have a house together. Nice. Well, Brandon Cravens, there's a million little villages, so don't feel bad. But good for your uncle. I hope they have a wonderful relationship. I dated a German girl once. She was a sweetheart. Uta. Cool lady. Hope she's doing good. I think she's married now with a couple of kids. So I hope she's doing really good. Theophanes, the one who reveals God. Fascinating. What do you call it? Not etymology of names, but like the meaning of names, you know? Like, what does Jeremiah mean? Jeremiah. I know he was a weeping prophet in the Old Testament. I don't wonder what my name means. Like, what does Jeremiah mean? I don't know. Hopefully something awesome. Handsome, charming devil. I don't know. Negate. How do you conduct your research for your ASMR role plays? It really depends on the subject. She's a dentist. Nice, Brandon. Well, good for them. That sounds awesome. It really depends on what I'm doing. Negate. If I'm doing something like a medical role play, I had to go study and find out like how to do those things. For a lot of stuff, though, I'm not gonna lie. I've been around the block for a minute. I've been around the block, bro. I've seen some things, man. I've seen some things. But no, I've traveled, and I like to travel, and I've been very blessed to do a lot of traveling. And yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm a curious person. So, yeah. Wizzier, how'd you find out you could make an Edna expression? Edna mode? How did I figure that out, darling? Well, I knew that the character Edna mode was voiced by Brad Bird. He was the director of The Incredibles. Hopefully they're making The Incredibles 3, which I've heard they're doing, darling, which would be super cool. And I love that character. She was my favorite, one of my favorites. So then I thought, I don't know, I just thought I could do an impersonation of her, but I forget who suggested it. If it was my idea, or if somebody was like, dude, you should do an Edna mode. And I was like, I bet I could do her accent. And then I had to figure it out, like, what is her accent? And it turns out it's a combination of German and Japanese. And I was like, oh, she's German and Japanese. What a fascinating combination for an accent. And then you add to that a little bit of mid-Atlantic and that kind of like 1960s mod. My God, kind of thing about her. And then, you know, that is how you get to Edna mode. And I love the character. She's one of my all-time favorite characters in the not Marvel universe, in the Pixar universe. She's one of the best characters, darling. So yeah. Well, Michael, what do you do for a living? This, and I teach chess. I split my time between doing this and teaching chess. Thanks for the follow, Tomiska. Much appreciated. So yeah. Thank you, Vizier. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But, yeah, so Edna, she kind of came out of nowhere. Playing a good story games recently. You know, Ajax, I don't often do story games. I'm not gonna lie. My friends were staying with my wife and I for a few months. Chess ASMR. Yeah, it's not my genre. I've done it before. It's okay. It's not my genre. There are amazing people that do chess ASMR. In fact, there's like a channel called Chess ASMR. Highly recommend you check him out. It's his thing. Chess ASMR isn't my thing. My thing is like characters and weird role plays, and which is funny because when I first began this journey into ASMR, I thought I'd be doing like, you know, trigger videos, a la like ASMR Zeitgeist, Beloved Zeitgeist. Hello, sweet insomniacs, tingle lovers, and everybody else. It's ASMR Zeitgeist. Michael's great. Shout out to ASMR Zeitgeist. But yeah, I thought I'd be doing trigger videos. And then somebody suggested I do a role play, and I was like, what? I didn't even know like that was a thing. Luca, merci beaucoup. I didn't even know that like that was a thing. Oh, to finish my story, Ajax. No, I forget. I played a game with him, but I don't really do story games. Sorry, Chief. Like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Kingdom. Is that a story game? Maybe. But yeah, I remember like somebody said you'd make a really good doctor, and I was like, a doctor? What do you mean? And like, oh, like Doctor ASMR, and I had no idea what that was. I when I first started doing ASMR, like I didn't know anything about it, anything. Like I didn't consume it. Like I was completely green, and like, is there a type of ASMR video you've been wanting to do that's been on your mind but haven't been able to create yet? Kinda. Take care, Lola May. Thanks for hanging out. Sweet dreams. Thanks for being cool and being a part of this, the whole journey that we're on. Sweet dreams, Lola. Thanks for being awesome. I appreciate you. Negate. What I would like to do is someday, one of these days, I'm going to team up with somebody who is like a cinematographer friend and maybe a sound dude. Maybe they can be, and that's probably me plus two people probably. I would love the idea of doing dynamic ASMR where the camera is moving and the mic is like, moving with me, or like maybe I even do like a lav or something where the ASMR Sweet Dreams Cat, have fun and quiet rehearsal. Thanks so much for hanging out. Take care, Cat. I think it'd be really fun to go like on location in a bar and do like a role play in like a bar and have multiple shots and different close-ups and stuff. Like have like a cinematographer friend of mine to play with. Would be really fun. Will I ever do that? I don't know, maybe. I need to find a cinematographer buddy. I used to have them. They've all moved and left. I'm no longer like in like I need to like go sign up for an acting class just to go meet a director or like put out an ad. Like, ASMR Jeremiah seeks director. I will hire you. I will actually pay you. And we'll like make videos together. I don't know. I might. It's funny, it's one of those things where I go like, what would be the initial investment? Like, would I have to commit like X amount of money? But if it was really popular, it may just completely pay for itself within like a few months. If I just like commit and just go, okay, I'm gonna budget, X amount of money and hire like somebody who's like a good director, like somebody who really actually is a cinematographer and enjoys editing, and we can just like go on location and like film things on location, and you do damn dog, do like dynamic filming. I don't know, maybe that'd be cool. One thing that's really nice, though, is just not having to worry about other people's schedules, just my own schedule. I teach 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so Monday, Thursday, Friday, I can dedicate to live streaming and filming for YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. So it's a good question. Maybe negate. Maybe. Brady, I don't know how it works, but the stream said it was a YouTube featured when I joined like a minute ago. Yeah, Brady, what I did earlier is I filmed myself filming a video for YouTube. Mortician measures you. So I filmed it live, and I'm going to edit that video tonight and or tomorrow. But I just filmed it live when I was streaming on Twitch because I needed to kind of kill two birds with one stone today. And so yeah, that's what that was. So we did that for about 45 minutes from like 2:30 to 3:15. We just watched me film my Mortician Measures You video. Michael, fun fact, I learned blackjack from your videos. Nice, Michael. Well, hopefully you haven't lost too much money. Wizzy, what kind of dog do I have? I have a pit mix. Lucy is a pit mix. She's part pit, part Formosan mountain hound. She's beautiful, sweet, anxious, high-strung, very hyperactive. But she's the goose. She's my boo-boo. I wish she had a little more chill. I mean, she's literally 11 years old. Most dogs, by the time they're 11 years old, mellow out. Like they mellow out. For a lot of dogs, 11 years old is like, you're coming toward the end, you know? Lucy is like, let's go. Like, she still wants to run and jump and play and like, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at, but I'm like, when are you gonna mellow out a little bit and just calm down? When are you gonna chill? She's 77 in dog years, right? Because 1 year in dog years is 7. 1 year in human years is 7 years in dog years. So she's like 77 years old, bro. Calm down. Yeah, but she's the goose. This guy, I missed some of the streams where you played guitar. What kind of acoustic was it? I've ever played electric. You know, this guy, I've never really played. I played like an electric guitar a tiny bit. I have a Taylor. I love it. I love my Taylor acoustic. The first guitar I bought was a classical guitar, an Estive 1GR08. Yeah, but I do love my Taylor. I've been playing more recently, and like I may even go play a little here in the yard this afternoon because it's nice. I'm finally getting my fingertips back. Like when you first start playing back on steel strings, like it hurts. Like it hurts your fingertips a lot to play. But now like they kind of toughened up enough where it actually kind of feels good in like a weird way. It's like it's weird. Like it's hard to describe, but it does actually feel kind of good now, which is weird. It's like my fingers are toughening up again. I can feel like the callus is building up. Because at first, like when you play, no training tonight. At first, when you play on steel, like it hurts. It's like getting a blister on your thumb and your fingers. Like it's painful. But now it's like, ooh, now it's kind of cool. Let's see here. Let me check something. This one? Is it this one? No, not this one. This one? This one. I go here. No, not this one. Is it this one? It is this one. This one. I go here. Alright. Well, team, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate y'all very much. And I got some editing to do and other things. It's been a day. It's been a week. I'm probably going to go play some guitar and chill in the backyard for a little bit. But I appreciate y'all very, 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 very much. So I'm going to say goodbye over on YouTube. Say au revoir to my YouTube friends. Take care, sweet dreams. Auf Wiedersehen. Bonne chance. And then we will do a raid. Oops. End stream. And